Hello, today I have for you a first place Menagerie game. Yes, Menagerie with Scabbs with an insanely weird opener. So I'm opening with Sunbacon here, which is already, kind of unfortunate. We had a shit shop. And then turn 2 we face George with one Quillboard, so we're probably yoinking another Sunbacon. We have a token in the shop. Now, one thing that I want to try out this video is, I said I get first place with Menagerie. So if you think about first place Menagerie boards, try and visualize what that looks like in your head. And then let's compare it to my actual board in the end and see, what is different and how I actually got in that position and was able to win. So just think of a first place Menagerie board and we'll see if I live up to your dream. Anyway, this turn we tripled Sunbacon because we face a Gilwing that goes 3 on 3, so he wants to power level, which is why he bought Sunbacon. I've never faced 2 people in a row with Sunbacon, nor bought Sunbacon on 1 and had that happen. So we're Jeef curving this. I'm just taking an early 4 job, leveling here again, and hoping to hit Avenge. Now, there's no Dazzling Light spawn, I think. Is there demons? I also don't think there's demons. So essentially the only Avenge card would be Witchwing, which we hit, or I guess me kind of think if I want some tempo. But just Sunbaking, I'm not gonna hold that for a 5 or a 6. I think it's just fine taking a 4, getting some tempo, and using the tempo to progress in the game. And luckily we high rolled. Now we don't get a trigger of this. We were able to tie the fight. We're still on 36 HP and I froze because it's a great Avenge shop with a pair. Because you can sell hero power, double buy mummy here. My hero power, however, gives me sewer reds, which I mean I can just buy the other pair then in the shop. I was putting on roadboard because it's pretty good to jam up this early, but I mean I'll just go full Avenge, try and milk a bit. This should get me 2 cards in total. I'll make sure my Witchwing doesn't get sniped by jamming it up here. So we have now 2 of those stupid reds and a mummy, which should guarantee us 2 triggers or 2 cards for free. Now with Witchwing early, most of the time you just want to level a bit. So we have this setup now, and now we probably just want to level because on higher tiers they can give you better cards and we get free tempo and economy anyway. So that's usually how Avenge cards like Doomsayer and Witchwing work. But with Dazzling it's a bit different because you want to milk a lot. You still want to level, but you just want to set up as good of a board as possible. We do hit a triple in the shop. Now this is the perfect freeze the video type moment. So pause the video and figure out how you would take it, or if you would take it, how you would freeze it and what you would do. So I thought really long and hard about this. I decided to take it here into a 5 drop because I do have the economy to make it work, and it's a token triple, which is just an econ triple. So I could cycle a bit. I can sell this alley cat, buy the other, sell the mummy, sell the Quillboard. I don't get to hero power then, but that is fine. We're up against patches anyway. I don't think he will have anything too valuable for me, even though there is a looter in the shop. I don't really plan on going pirates unless we triple into Hogger. So I'm just leveling, taking the triple and seeing what we get offered. Now Baron is some extra milk, Mitrex, I mean passive scaling. But aggem, we have a gem in hand, and I saw, like I did the stat video yesterday, I realized that aggem actually isn't that bad if you hit it early. So I wanted to give it a go. The same with Sunbaking. It showed, like the stat video from yesterday where I go over the best and worst cards, that Sunbacon on 1 and 2 is actually pretty decent, and aggem early on is pretty decent. So I basically kind of tried out that theory, and this game is the first place and it works out pretty beautifully. We find the best dragon here from hero power, Bronze Warden. So I'm just gonna set up a Menagerie now, I suppose. Witchwing is amazing with the Menagerie boards, by the way, because it keeps giving you buffs and random cards that are gonna help you progress. Zeddy, I'm on 12 HP. I took some big hits, so I gotta play safe. I'm just gonna use the cards that I have. So I'm using my Clunker as my mech, and I'm probably using the rat as my beast. So at the start of the game you probably had a Hydra in mind, or the Flactobot as a mech, or some better stuff. So no, those are probably not gonna end up staying on the board. I'm just gonna play a scuffed tempo Menagerie, but I'm changing playstyle. So I used to play a lot greedier. I decided to play a bit safer this game. I mean safer, I power leveled into a 5 drop, but it's still super early. I don't think I should be on 12 HP with this kind of board, but this is what it is. Now I am pretty strong. I bought the tank mainly for tempo. I wasn't going to switch out the Clunker. See, the Witchwing gives me another Menagerie card. I only get 1 trigger and deal 15, so I think I stabilized, and now we gotta try and do better. I mean, hero power into Flat Tusk, which is just disgusting, but my opponent had a rat, so that's why hero power, trying to triple this red. But I'll take a Flat Tusk as well, I suppose. It's it works perfectly with aggem, and we got our aggem Flat Tusk setup, I think, on turn 8. Which probably just means we're gonna go full Menagerie. The main question here is whether or not we should stay down or level, and I think leveling is just the play. Since we do have the Flat Tusk, we do get a lot of tempo here. I have to give up on this pair on the red though, or on the Witchwing, otherwise my money doesn't work out, or I don't have the board space anyway. And I do think I value the Witchwing still, since it gives me a lot of buffs that could end up being great tempo. While the rat, which I obviously roll right now, that always happens once you sell the pair. The only good triple would be a Malgadon, maybe second Flat Tusk, but I have to sacrifice a lot of tempo for that because I have to keep a shitty 2-drop on the board. Now this person also is just shaking with their Flat Tusk and have like a tempo beast comp with Croc, so we lose because of that. I think it was pretty close. We're alive though, that's all that matters. Living on tier 5 with a beautiful Menagerie setup is great. Now, there's no Murlocs in the lobby, which means it's less likely that we end up with a board full of Amalgadons. If there's Murlocs in the lobby, you can take Bran, Lookout, level, discover a bunch. You have Seafood Slinger, so you get a bunch of 6 drops and golden Lookouts and Amalgadons. You know the bullshit boards, right? You've seen enough of them. So because this is not a Murloc lobby, that is less likely to happen, and I realize that. I realize this is a stat game. A lot of people are just playing scalable boards. I've seen some pirate players, I've seen shaker comps. There's patches that we face now. So if I just play for stats, play strong things, take the brand here and just cycle a couple buffs, we should be good. Also, Necrolite is a really cool card right now, since it does with the update give 2 gems instead of just transfer gems. So it gives me 4 gems here with this battle cry onto aggem. So picking up Necrolizer is pretty much even as good or better than picking up a Jug. I also didn't hero power here because we're up against Patches who just read 7 pirates. I don't think I need a pirate on this board necessarily. That is something Scabbs players do a lot. They just hero power at the start of every turn, but it could just be literally wasted gold if your opponent is something that you know you don't need anything from. Now, a Maxina is good. I don't think I'll put it on the board over the rat. I also had the opportunity to play a Hydra earlier over the rat, but I felt like I would get killed if I switched there, because my rat was already pretty big. If I would play the Hydra, it would start off small, and I was scared of dying. So in case you were wondering, you're about to go into the comment section, hey, why didn't you switch out for Hydra? Well, that's why. I was scared of dying, and I think if we just play stats, we should be good. Also, this is a thought, you know, maybe we find Scavenger, some extra stats is good, I suppose. We're also playing a bunch of Swabbies with this brand, so maybe we can go to 6 after all soon. Amalgadons would still be good, even though they're a bit harder to find. But, you know, I want to play it safe. It's still a top 8 if I die here. It's crazy how long these lobbies go. I don't know what turn it is, but it's disgustingly long. Everyone is solo HP. If I die here, I would, with this insane board, get an 8th place. So instead, let's murder this Millhouse, deal damage cap to them. And yeah, as you can see, like, our tempo is just nuts. I also want to take this quick opportunity to announce that I'm playing in a tournament next week, Wednesday, Slyssa's tournament, which is filled with a bunch of big streamers and high-ranked players. So it's gonna be quite a showdown. I'll see if I can compete and make it to the finals. I'll post in our community tab and on Twitter and Discord what time exactly, but it's happening Wednesday live on Twitch. Also, I got verified on Twitch. A little bit of a celebration stream later today, so if you're not yet following me on Twitch and want to catch these games live right now that you're watching on YouTube regularly, come hop over on Twitch and let's celebrate together. Anyway, we made it to tier 6. I decided to press the level button. Finally, I'm still really strong. I think I'm still on 5 HP, so I gotta be careful. I'm playing the Maxina here, and now the only issue is that I'm board locked. I'm also not gonna freeze for the Flat Tusk, since I think I don't really need double Flat Tusk. It's not worth freezing. I'd rather find Reborn for the Maxina, rather find the Amalgadons. We kill yet another person here. The Galewing also gets put into the grave. For just a killing machine, one by one, this lobby will fall to our hands. And, you know, the Zero Power didn't give me anything too good. I expect people to maybe have Dongs by now, but we know they're a Goldring comp. They have Baron, Crocolisk. We didn't see Goldring from the Hero Power, but it could have it. There's a triple into aggem. Now the scaling is just gonna go exponential, just gonna go nuts. So let's see if we can cook up something spicy here with this board. Once again, I hope you have in mind your ideal Menagerie board that you had to start a game, or maybe not ideal, but what you think a first place looks like. And the reason why this board in the end might look a bit different is because this game ended up being really grindy and everyone was just fighting to be alive, and tempo was king. I realized that if I go for stats, I should beat everyone. So I'm selling the brand here, buying the ghoul and just making my economy work for me, not wasting stats. Reason being, again, I think stats will get me there. So if I play double Flat Tusk now on the board with a golden aggem, like, I'm up against beasts, up against pirates, up against all that stuff that, you know, just dies straight into me if I can value trade. Now this person is playing Frogger comp. Frogger comp, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't try it. I tried it once and I got 8 plays and never again, because like this guy's Baron now got sniped since they didn't have much stunt and they were not able to kill anything on my board, and we're gonna deal a pretty pretty 37 damage in their face. I don't know how they made it that far. I guess they were just getting lucky. Now finally we got a Dong. I did sell my brand 40 flatters, so this is the main punish, but again I think I'm fine with it. I think going for the stats for a turn is definitely worth it here, because this Maiev we should also be able to beat, just, you know, being big enough. And that is the skill of the late game. Do you need to go poison, find spores, reborn Maxinas, or do you need to try and really high roll and get all those poison divided on Malgadons? I don't think that was necessary because it was a no elemental lobby, meaning no one has like early dazzling light spawn, early all that bullshit, you know, just 100 or 200 turned elementals. That's the main reason why actually like a Menagerie comp like this works. Like, look at how insane this was. I got Golem, Aggem, multiple flat tusk, Bran, and my cards are only like 50/50s, which is tiny compared to what Dazzling can do in 3 turns, or like a Nobi can catch up with this. So very important to remember, this board only works because it is a non-elemental lobby and no one was crazy high rolling, which is why I was able to pull off a Golem Aggem flat tusk. Beautiful game. I love this comp so much. I really am happy every time I get to play it. Also notice that I never use my Necrolytes to put the gems from Aggem onto something else, but just on the Aggem itself, so I get more stats on the entire board. Also notice that I didn't switch out my Clunker, didn't switch out my Beast, which is just a stupid rat. We do get a good dragon though, but that's about it. And I just, you know, did strong shit. So the takeaway from this video is just take what you get offered, see what your opponents are doing, and act accordingly. Play for stats, play for poison, play greedy, play safe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.